John chapter 12 verse 24. Oh, most assuredly I say unto you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much grain. Let me go and tell 12 persons their obituary announcement. I know that you want to bury your enemies, but there is a work to be done on you before you kill and bury your enemies. For sure, you'll be victorious. But before you proclaim your victory, there is something that must be done in your life, in your spirit, in your body, in your personality before you encounter some level of victory. When you hear Jesus saying until a weight of corn, until a weight of grain falls to the ground, he's talking about that something must die for something to be announced. That something must be exchanged for you to see a change. That something must be forfeited for you to receive something. I want you to understand that what Christ is talking about here is not just rice, it's not just maize. He's talking about your flesh. So when Christ is saying you must crucify the flesh, he's talking about you must treat your flesh as a criminal. There are some of you here who want to bury your wicked uncle, who want to kill the strong man in your family, who want to kill some certain elements fighting you, but inside of you there are still some elements at war in you. Oh yes, inside of you there are still some powers that you need to conquer. Oh yes, inside of you there are still some attitude you need to do away with. Inside of you there are still some forces of darkness. This one is not your wicked uncle, this one is not your father's house, this one is not your mother's house. These are attitudinal delinquencies. Oh, yes. These are behavioral characteristics. Oh, yes. These are self-inflicted afflictions. Oh, yes. That will rise up to form an impediment that even if your wicked uncle die, if you have not worked on yourself, you may still remain in suffering. Yes. Even if your wicked uncle die, yes. If you have not worked on your attitude, oh, yes. You may still remain unmarried. Yes. If your wicked uncle die, oh, yes. If you have not worked on your spiritual life, yes. You might still remain without fire. Oh, yes. So sir, backsliding doesn't come at once. Backsliding comes as a gradual process. It's not everything that looks good that is God. Before you talk about obituary announcement, there are some things that must die in you. Romans 8 verse 13. For if you live according to the flesh, you will die. But if by the Spirit you put to death the deeds of the body, you will live. The spirit and the flesh are lifetime enemies. Paul said, those things I don't want to do, I see myself doing them. If you want to please the spirit, you will offend the flesh. And if you want to please the flesh, you will offend the spirit. If you want to revenge, you will offend forgiveness. And if you want to forgive, you will offend revenge. Anytime Satan wants to make you backslide, your spirit will talk to you and your flesh will talk to you. Who you listen to matters a lot. But I want you to know that it is the spirit that giveth life. It is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profited nothing. Galatians 2 verse 20. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Sir, if you want to encounter the obituary announcement that Jesus was talking about, number one, you must crucify your flesh. Number two, you must turn back from your old ways, from your old. If you can be able to stand your ground and pass this particular thing you're passing through, the next level is breakthrough. If there is anyone that is angry that you are still alive, no. If there is anyone that is angry that you are still wearing too much,
Die.
If there is anyone angry that you are still driving your car,
Die.
if there is anyone angry that you are still happy on your status,
Die.
before the end of this service, my Father shall silence them.
Amen.
I don't like your amen. Shout the amen well.